All right, what's up, everybody? Welcome to a new episode of the History Hyenas. Chrissy D, Yanni P. Today, we're going to be talking about the Battle of Little Bighorn, General George Custer.
And when we're talking about the Battle of Little Bighorn, we're not talking about my piece and usually the fanatics that it gets into.
Yes, we're not talking about that. We're talking about a battle, one of the only battles in history where the Native Americans slaughtered the whites. So we're here for it. And it's going to be fun. It's going to be a very, very cute. There's a lot of things we learned.
The good guys won in this one.
The good guys did win.
Yeah.
Native Americans did win.
So this is going to shoot right up the algorithm.
Right up the algorithm. The Cleveland Native Americans.
I just want to say, yes, Georgia, Stacey Abrams, you're my fucking queen. You're my queen. I put up a meme from Game of Thrones that tell Donnie T it was me, and I put your face in the mother's
Yes,
yes,
we weren't supposed to be cursing in the first 5 minutes, but what
bleep it, bleep it. Tell this Irish potato monkey to bleep it.
If you don't know this, you're on notice. By the way, January 16th, we've added a show with Soul Joel in the Royersford Heated Dome. Go get tickets, ChristyComedy.com, HistoryHyenas.com, SoulJoels.com. We've added a show, Royersford, Pennsylvania, Saturday, January 16th. My agents have finagled away to get 10% commission.
And here's,
They just finagled away. I had a big call with them, and they finagled away
and agents,
to get in there. And they're also on notice, too. I will walk away from UTA. I don't care.
It's over. 2021, 2022. You guys are going away. And hey, if you go to Chris's show, you will get a glimpse of James Mattern. Please, for me, I will send postcards to whoever yells "Hey Bird" out.
It's what it is. He's got foggy glasses.
Now, cuz Little Bighorn's a contradiction.
It's a contradiction.
You can't call something little big.
Yeah, you can't
unless
do
it's Debo.
Yeah, it's what it is. He's little and he's big. And
he's a little guy, but his gayness is big according to you.
He's big.
Come out of the closet.
He's gay. He lives in Florida now, pretty much. He's going to get a job down there with JetBlue down there. Florida. Governor DeSantis is the savior.
Yes.
Babe, what do you know? Let me just ask you, what do you know about General George Custer?
General George Custer was a guy who had golden locks.
Yeah.
Which I like blonde, so you know he had no fumes. And he was aware that he had golden, beautiful blonde hair. You can't tell by the black and white pictures because they didn't invent color yet, but the kid was a blondie.
He was a blondie. I would love to see a colorized photo of Custer if we could pull it up so Yanni can move his little monkey.
Yeah, let's get some monkeys moving.
But it's interesting. What I want to talk to you about, though, is a lot of people know about Lieutenant Colonel George Custer and what happened, and we're going to explain to you if you don't. But he also was accompanied by a sauce monkey named Major Reno. It was Major Marcus Reno, who's a sauce monkey Mexican-faced kid.
Yeah, who is a ancestor of Janet Reno, who may or may not have been a guy.
Janet, Will Ferrell. If you could tell me the difference between actual Janet Reno and Will Ferrell's Janet Reno, I'll give you $1,000.
Yeah, I mean, she was a big lady. So Marcus Reno, also a cute kid. Here's the thing about Custer. We were talking about this back in the Civil War days and all the days prior to that.
Oh, we're going to say the good old days?
The good old days.
I'm just kidding.
All throughout history, before, like we talked about during Shakespeare's era, even in ancient Greece, actors, actresses, there was no Hollywood, there was no TV, there was no Instagram, there was no TikTok. So the way you got famous, the way you became popular was scribes or newspapers wrote about you.
Right.
So if you were like a lit ass general to talk to the kids out there, if you were fucking litty, then you were fucking famous and you had your face in the paper, especially after the photograph.
Right.
So General Custer, previous to this defeat we're going to talk about, was lit.
He was lit.
He had golden locks. He was fucking, the camera loved him. UTA signed him. He was fucking front page paper. They loved his hair. They said he had a Jew manager, and he said, the camera loves you.
The camera loves you. Make no mistake, my manager, the Truffle Pig, is now trying to sell me a house. Things have changed. So it's what it is.
I haven't responded to him till he texted me and said, "What's going on? Are you okay? I just got a call from Michael Chase show. You hung up on them and told them you have corona."
Yeah.
Here's the thing, HBO.
Yanni blows it.
Yeah, here's the thing. No, I never wanted to do it. And here's the thing. After you call me 10 times to ask me the same questions, I was dying with corona. There's a fucking pandemic. I didn't want to do the show in the first place.
Yeah, it's what it is. I will be doing it this week.
I'm just kidding.
You got replaced by a guy named Jimmy Palumbo.
Yeah,
just so you know, who's also Marcus Reno, the fucking general. But listen, General George Custer, the episode, because a lot of people know about Custer, but what you guys may not know about General George Custer is that he went First of all, the kid came out of school and wanted to be a teacher. Right away, wanted to be a grammar school teacher. And that's very similar to you-know-who, Chrissy D. My original first major when I went to St. Joseph's College in downtown Brooklyn, the reason why I went there is because it was a fantastic teaching school. Yeah. And then I very quickly switched to psychology. And then I very quickly switched to the open mics with Pudge Fernandez.
Now, why did you switch to psychology? What was the future there?
The future there, because I initially, here's how it went for me.
Yeah.
I'm being dead honest. This is how it went. First reason I came out, when
the closet.
Yeah, well, no, I still haven't come out yet. I'm holding on, but it's getting close.
Yeah.
I went to St. Joseph's College over.
Now, so you went from one Catholic institution to another. You just kept going.
So the choice.
So your mom was happy till about 2010. That's where things started to get weird.
Yes.
Yeah, for her.
In NYIT.
Yeah, you were under the tutelage of Catholic fathers till then.
I put the
and then you went out into the world and you turned your back on the church.
That's what it is. St. Joseph's College, I had choices. I had gotten into two schools. I was in St. Joseph's College, and then I also got into the merchant.
FIT, you.
I had gotten into St. Joseph's College and then the Merchant Marine Academy. So I was going to go either to the Merchant Marine Academy and go actually off to war after I graduated, dead ass, or St. Joseph's College to be a teacher, and I chose teacher.
Here's the thing. You're a working class kid from a working class neighborhood who didn't become a cop or a firefighter or a plumber because you are a gay man.
It's what it is.
The people from working class neighborhoods that become teachers are gay guys.
It's what it is. If you look on the inside of my soul, I look like Yanni's shoes.
By the way, is this Liddy that I haven't rolled up? Schultz, is this good?
That's
Can
Liddy.
you fucking film me from up here and let's talk about the world news?
That's Liddy. So okay. So
dead ass, low key. Yo, low key. I was thinking that low key. Am I fucking cool? Am I young, dead ass, and low key?
Yes. So Yanni's auction's at 99.
I'm at 99 this morning. I'm on the elliptical. I'm getting sexy, but I did have 6 slices of pizza yesterday, so I'm back.
You're back, and make no mistake, my new name is CDC, Calorie Deficit Chrissy. I'm going into calorie deficit, and I'm not going over 2,500 calories. That is the new battle plan.
Yeah, I love your new battle plans. Who is the new self-help guru you're listening to today?
We're still on 48 Laws of Power. We're still on 48 Laws of Power, but we are very quickly finishing that book, and we are going into I forgot what the
I want to start a podcast with you called Searching for a Father Figure.
Well, I thought you were going to say you want to start a podcast about books, but I would say you're too late to the game because I'm starting yet another podcast with Tank Sinatra called Chrissy and Tank's Book Club, where we're going to go over our books, and we're going to do it live on the Stereo app, and it's just what it is. I can't be stopped. So deal with it. So the reason why I switched to psychology, and then we'll get into the battle, the reason why I switched to psychology is because I swear to God,
you wanted to know how to fight these bitches with your mind.
I was told by my sociology teacher, the great Reverend Coleman, that the best way at that time in 2003 when I switched majors, the best way to get onto the DSNY garbage man list was having a major in psychology. That is one of those things that I was told, and I did it because there was a brief moment in time where I know we joke around about it a lot, but I do remember, and Lukash, the great Lukash, reminded me, I did want to be a garbage man from 2003 to 2004, and that was my goal, and that's when I was set. And then I switched around 2005. It said I want to do pediatric physical therapy. I want to get paid to throw a bouncy ball back and forth to a kid with special needs.
And then can I tell you what happened at around 2008, 2009?
Yeah.
Just with a quick little scene I want to do.
Well, 2008, 2009, I was...
Let me do it, yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, 2008, 2009.
Yeah.
Chrissy comes down the stairs of the Neutrals. He's met there by the McFarlane brothers.
Yes.
Yeah, they teabag him. They throw him down the stairs. They make him go get Chinese food.
Regular Tuesday.
Yeah, regular Tuesday. He's in high heels. Then they pull him up by his sweatshirt, back up into the room. Lynn's not home. She's at work working 6 jobs because father's good for nothing. To support move to put steakums on the table for Chrissy.
Yeah.
Some of these steakums aren't going to pay for themselves.
Yeah.
Then the McClawley brothers sit him down in his bed. It was a single bed against the wall with a spaghetti rug from the 70s with a VCR he used to watch porn in. And his footsie pajamas are on the floor because he doesn't throw them in the hamper like his mom wants him to. They're on the floor. And they say, listen, kid, we know we fuck around with you a lot, Chrissy, but let's be honest, okay? A lot of us, we don't got the fucking talent you got, okay? Yeah, if I fucking see you here tomorrow, I'm gonna fucking beat the shit out of you. And Chrissy goes, what do you mean? I'm taking the DSNY test. Okay, I'm not gay. You know, you guys. You know, it's fun what we're doing. I'm taking it to SNY kids. Our kids are gonna grow up together. Our kids are gonna go to fucking basketball together. We're gonna be riding the bench and watch the black kids play together at Christ the King.
Yeah,
that's what we're gonna do. Our kids are gonna be on the bench together.
Yeah,
while Raheem and Khalid fucking crush it and go fucking D1. Our kids are going to St. Joe's. They're gonna get molested by the same priest, and they're gonna play D3 ball at the same school. We're gonna grow up together. That's what we thought. And he said, no offense, but Chrissy, if I fucking see you in this neighborhood next week, I'll fucking skull fuck you again. Right?
Yeah.
And then you put a fucking note on your mother's door and you said, I'm going to see about a girl.
Well, no.
And you were out of there.
Well, no, the problem is that was the plan. That's what they said. But then I was in the neighborhood next week because I wanted to get skull fucked again. So it backfired. It wasn't until they told me they wouldn't do that anymore did I move on and change majors.
That is the fucking sequel to Good Will Hunting called Chrissy Ridgewoods.
Yeah, it's Chrissy Ridgewood.
That's what it is.
If you don't think we're going to make a movie and just name it Ridgewood, you got another thing coming. And James Altucher, if you're watching this podcast, respond to my text or I'm coming to Florida. I'm going to drag you out by your Ruth Bader Ginsburg fro and throw you into the Intercoastal.
Here's the thing. A clear Jewish war is happening between Jerry Seinfeld and James Altucher.
Yeah. And
you, with your friendship with Colin Quinn, have put yourself on the wrong side of that Jew war.
Yeah.
See,
we're stuck in the middle.
Yeah, I am still in James Altucher's good senses because I gave Colin Quinn Corona.
Right.
So so he's still on my side. That's how it works. Yes.
That's how it works. And James Altucher, if you're listening, if you're still a friend, if you're still a fan, then just give me a signal, okay?
Yeah.
Give me a signal and write on the Patreon wall or send us a text and say, you're right, Yanni has chosen right and I've chosen wrong, and then I will kill Colin Quinn.
Yeah, and we know that none of this means anything to you because you're still giving us $500 a month.
You're giving us $500 a month.
So appreciate it. Go listen to James Altucher. Go to his amazing stand-up club, Stand Up New York. It's definitely the premier club in New York
It's the premier club, and right now they're doing shows on the one train. And that's a true story. So if you're on the one train going to a Venetian's neighborhood, you might see a comedy show.
Yes.
Okay, so here we go. So let's get into this Battle of Little Bighorn. So the first things I just want to preface with General Custer. He came out of school. He went to some college.
Yeah.
I think, where is he from? Where was he born, Custer, again? If we could just go up.
I
think he's from Ohio.
Is he?
Oh, he's from Rumley, Ohio.
Yeah.
And so he graduates from some school in Ohio. Let's say Ohio State. Let's say he was a Buckeye, even though it's probably not true, but let's just make him a Buckeye.
He went to school with Jimmy Jackson.
He went to Jimmy Jackson.
Yeah, who fucked Jason Kidd's wife, and then they had a feud, and that's why the Dallas Mavericks didn't work out.
That's what it is. He actually graduated from McNeely Normal School.
Yeah.
And later Hopedale Normal College in Ohio in 1856.
He was a good Midwestern boy.
He was a good Midwestern boy with long flowing golden curls, man curls. And he wanted to be a teacher. And then he said, you know what? I don't want to be a teacher anymore. I'm obsessed with the U.S. military. I want to be in the military. And he got into West Point. He got into West
Point and then was last in his class.
Last in his class because he was playing a lot of pranks. He wasn't listening, and he just wasn't really paying attention. As my mother would say, he wasn't applying himself. Because that's what my mother would always say, Christopher, you're not applying yourself.
Yeah,
in Archbishop Malloy, I did not apply myself. In St. Joseph's College, I did not apply myself. It wasn't until I went to New York Institute of Technology and I met my first Jewish person did I start to apply myself.
Right. So he graduates last in his class, but he has an unbelievable string of good luck.
Yes.
Where he actually becomes a Civil War hero. He's actually the guy that General E. Lee.
Robert E. Lee, leader of the Confederate troops.
Leader of the Confederate troops, maybe the most proficient general of the time, who decided to fight with the Confederacy only because he's a Virginia boy.
Right.
You know, although
he should be a founding father.
Yeah, but that's the thing.
I'm just kidding.
Although modern history, like the kids now would judge Robert E. Lee as like how he fought with the Confederacy, he was kind of ambivalent in a lot of ways towards slavery. You got to put yourself back in that time. Right. But Robert E. Lee was definitely, by most accounts, the best tactful general. Tactful, right?
Tactful, yeah.
He was the best tactful general on the battlefield. He just happened to be fighting for the bad guys.
Do you remember, here's a little pop quiz. I'm all about pop quizzes today. I'm quizzing pop quizzes because I have to give my daughter pop quizzes because of the school she's in. We just do little pop quizzes. So do you remember what place in history were we at? What town were we in? Where were we visiting when we found out that we were standing on a place where before he was famous in the Civil War, General Robert E. Lee, who had recently just graduated at top of his class from West Point, attacked this certain shed that somebody was holed up in, and we learned that he was the one who attacked it and kind of won that battle of the day, and put this person into prison, and then they hung them. But even though he's kind of like a folklore hero, and I'll give you a hint: Bleeding Kansas. Where were we? Take us there.
We were in a Civil War, and the hill was called Blueberry Hill.
Close.
It's where I found my thrill. It was on Blueberry
Close.
Hill.
It was Harper's Ferry. And
Oh my
it
God,
was John Brown.
We were there.
When he holed up into the armory.
Yes.
And all the weapons.
But you said hill.
And it was Robert Lee. I thought I said place in history.
You said hill, I thought.
Sorry.
Or do I just got Hillary Clinton on my mind?
You got Hillary Clinton on your mind. So
cute kid, look
cute
at that.
kid. So,
handsome kid.
Handsome kid. So
I mean,
this is General
Venezia,
Custer.
Is General Custer not a handsome child?
Yeah, I'm digging the mustache.
Yeah, I mean, he's got good eyes. He looks like Dan Soder.
He does look like Dan Soder, who would have been a good guest, even though we're not having guests anymore because people have COVID. So we're not having guests anymore. So until it's over, until somebody gets the vaccine, I don't know what the rules are, but there's no guesties.
We're not having people in the studio unless they could really bump our numbers. Sorry, Stav, you're in the middle.
And this article that we're reading on HistoryNet,
you'll be available in April.
This article that we're reading on HistoryNet was published by what's soon to be the leading man in comedy's new name and what he wants to be called. His name is Dwayne Schultz. So Dwayne Schultz, Andrew would love to be referred to as Dwayne, but he's not there yet. But make no mistake, his inner thing calls him Dwayne.
Because Schultz only says son on Flagrant 2, and then when he goes on the West Coast, I mean, the kid's a surfer.
Because he's got trickery, just like Chrissy D's got trickery, just like General Custer's got trickery.
Yeah.
He's got tricks up his sleeve.
He's got tricks up his sleeve. General Custer was actually the general to receive the white flag from Robert E. Lee, and he was at Appomattox Courthouse when General E. Lee officially surrendered to Ulysses Grant. He was in the big room during the big moments of history. He had a nice string of good luck during the Civil War, but the kid was never really considered a great. He was like, if he was a comic, he was not considered to be like a comics comic.
Right.
But he was a successful guy.
Right.
The press loved him. And then here comes his big moment. He's sent out there by the government to go take care of these Indians.
Yes.
And
Native Americans.
He's involved in the most famous Native American battle because Native Americans won. The good guys won YouTube. The good guys won algorithm.
Yes.
But here he is, and his ruck run out. And that's not racist, that's Yanni Biden's.
Johnny Biden's.
I wasn't trying to be racist, it just came out, ruck ran out.
It's Ruckus Park. So
Chinese guys can't say L. His ruck ran out.
So in many ways, Custer is like Ulysses S. Grant, where Custer was finished last in his class, but actually turned out to be a very tactful cavalry leader, even though he had bad grades and people were like, blah, 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 blah. No. Where Ulysses S. Grant was an amazing general, but turned out to be a bad president. So
he was. I think he was.
He was a great general.
He was a great general, but he was a drunk.
He was a
like
drunk,
a useless drunk. Then he became a great general, and as president, he was elected because of his fame.
Yes,
you know,
which is what you said in the beginning.
But yeah, and so, but I don't think, and correct me if I'm wrong. I don't think General Custer was ever revered for his tactic. Was he?
Yes. Well, he would. That's why he was the youngest. He was the youngest person in United States history up to the time to become Major General. He was given.
But is that just because of his
own
gold
cavalry.
locks?
It was gold and cute locks. He won.
I mean, those could have been his Yankee pinstripes, where people weren't even looking at what he did in the field. They just were blinded by that beautiful hair,
gorgeous mane.
Maybe he got in Panache's chair.
Well, look, he had to be a great general. Yeah, Panache, those golden clippers. By the way, shout out to the History Hyenas fan who went to Panache and was going wild, and they went there specifically from hearing it on the podcast. Stefano said you were wild, whatever your name was, but you were nuts, and you kept asking for the golden clippers, and he was getting kind of annoyed.
Go to guys, if you're a fan from Brooklyn, Long Island, Queens, make a reservation at Panache for Stefano, or what's his brother's name? Paulie. Stefano, Paulie. They're good Greek Italian kids. Go make a reservation. Get your hair done. Get in his chair. Call him up. Call Panache and say, I want to get in Stefano's chair, please. And if you can't, just record it for us and then send it to us. Send it to us in Instagram stories. Say you want to get in his chair and then go and ask for the golden clippers.
By the way, shout out Stefano.
And when he says, are you come here from History Hyenas? Yeah. Say, hey, I hear they're serious.
They're serious. Hey, shout out Stefano Barb at 718 on Instagram. You just got the news you're having a baby boy. Your gender reveal was wild. You went to your upstate house and you blew up a bomb that turned the clouds blue, and it's on your Instagram, and it's the most fucking just upstate thing to fucking do. You blew up a bomb for your baby's gender reveal, and it's blue, and I'm also having a baby, and we won't she's fucking not let me know what sex it is.
Congrats.
So I'm just gonna, well, she already posted it.
Congratulations, Chrissy's having another baby.
That's what it is, cuz when people tell me to run for the hills, I say, no, I'm locking myself in.
Cuz you are the John Brown of relationships.
That's what it is.
You fucking barreled yourself in.
And, yeah.
There's guns outside, and you're Custer's last stand.
That's what it is. I'm Custer's last stand. I'm John Brown, and the only one to stop John Brown was Robert E. Lee. The only one to stop Chrissy D is Sarah E. Lee.
Robert E. Lee stopped John Brown?
Yeah. Robert E. Lee was the one who I told you stopped John Brown.
They hold him up?
That's what we just talked about.
Yeah.
It's what it is.
Yeah, so that was before,
before he was a Civil War general, before he was a hero.
So he's not the one who gunned them down, though.
Robert E. No. John
Brown was like holed up in a shack, right?
He was holed up in a shack.
I gotta watch the Ethan Hawke show, John Brown.
Ethan Hawke.
He's playing John Brown on Showtime.
Right now?
Yeah.
Wow.
It's a series.
Serious.
Yeah.
Okay, so what happened?
I just want to know how many good guys lived, how many bad guys died. So 200 white men were killed, mutilated, beheaded, and unfortunately, there was thousands of Native Americans. Custer fucked up. You'll tell the story, but I just want to say they did some things to Custer's peace.
Yeah, so we'll get to that. So what happened is Custer at this time in 1876, the Battle of Little Bighorn is June 25th to 26th, 1876. It was a good year. 100 years since we became a nation in 1776. So what happened is Custer at this time was a big name in the U.S. military. He was leading a cavalry. He was a big-time celebrity in America because of all his fame. He was the one, as Yannis said, he actually accepted the white flag from Robert E. Lee. He was present there at the Appomattox Courthouse, which was the
Hippopotamus
Courthouse, which is where the Confederacy officially surrendered to the Union. And so it's a big thing. And what's happening in America in this time is they're out in the Great Plains and Montana and Idaho and all those other fucking, plain states. The America had initially said, because they want to, expand the Manifest Destiny, they originally said, look, we're going to let the Native Americans do what they want, and they can be cute on their lands, and they can have their little rain dances.
Tried to put them on reservations.
Yeah, probably put them on reservations. We'll let them jump and run around, the Lakota and everybody. They can run around with the buffalo, and we don't care, blah, blah, blah. But then it was in
Montana.
No, I think, but why the problem came is I think it was Sioux City and the Black Hills, South Dakota's Black Hills, gold was discovered. Gold was discovered in
White
1875.
man loves gold.
And then the U.S. Army started to ignore all the previous treaty agreements and invaded the region. And this is where Native Americans or people who live in America and don't like America, where they have somewhat of a claim to be like, well, America's bad too, because this really was a fucked up thing that happened. I mean, the U.S. had said, we're going to leave you alone. But then when they found gold and oil, they said, okay, well, now it's ours and we're going to kill you if you don't give it to us. So that's a little brutes and not cutes.
Yeah, but you know what? Everyone blames the white man for his love of gold. But is the white man the only white man who would have done that?
No.
I mean, you telling me a group...
No, I'm not saying white man. I'm saying the United States.
Yeah, but white man loves gold throughout history. Oh, sure. Wherever there's gold, white man goes there.
So do Puerto Ricans.
That's what I'm about to say. You telling me a bunch of black kids wouldn't fucking attack Montana for gold to put in their teeth?
100% they would have.
Yeah. I mean, you kidding me? Who loves jewelry more than black kids?
Only Italians. Italians and
black kids, yeah.
That's it.
Yeah. That's the common ground that Italians and blacks have.
Right.
And that and Scarface.
So
they both love that.
They both love
being gangsters. Italians love the mafia, and fucking black kids love the mafia too.
Yeah.
And jewelry. Like Paul Verzi's dad said, these rappers really know their jewelry. I'll give them that.
They really do. So
stereotyping. I'm sorry.
So Crazy Horse. So the leaders for the U.S.,
which is now a cheap liquor that you can get for $1.99 if you're an alky but poor.
Crazy Horse.
That's what we do with their most famous war heroes, is we turn them into fucking cheap liquor.
Yeah. So, or we put them on Arizona iced tea. So General George Armstrong Custer and General Janet Reno, the other guy, General Reno the Sauce Monkey, were the two ones in command. General Major Marcus Reno were the two ones in command for the U.S.
And you could tell Reno you could tell he lives with his mind. He's eating pasta.
Yeah, he's got a fat face.
Fat kid, and you could tell how chiseled General Custer is.
So keep here, V. Those are the commanders for the U.S. and then the commanders for the Native American tribes, which, by the way, a lot of these tribes that came together were kind of adversaries. They didn't really love each other. They just came together to get the U.S. out of their fucking territory. But again, as we'll explain later in the show, that backfires for them too. They get it temporarily when they won the victory, but they lost. They won the battle, but they lost the war. So the tribes for the Indians were led by the several famous chiefs, including Sitting Bull, Crazy Horse, Chief Gall, Two Moon, and then the one that Venetia added, Lame White Man.
Well, can we just... Those are really the names. Sitting Bull, Crazy Horse, Chief Gall, Two Moon, and Lame White Man. Yeah, is that real or is that a mistake?
That's real.
Okay.
But when I read that, I was like, V added that.
Let's just call it what it is.
Yes.
Native Americans win the war on names.
Yes.
Okay, a name like Armstrong or Stephen or Chris
sucks.
Or Mike pales in comparison to being born and your name is Crazy Horse.
Yeah, your name's Crazy Horse.
Or Two Moon.
And even where Little Bighorn is the name that the Americans use, but the same battle site that the Native Americans call, it's called Battle of the Greasy Grass.
Yeah.
So it's just a better name than Greasy Grass, the little grease monkeys.
Yes. Those sound like rapper names, though. Crazy Horse and Two Moon are about to have a crazy ass cipher. Do you hear have you heard Two Moon's mixtape?
Yo.
Shit is fire and lit.
What's the name of that album? Greasy Grass.
And Venetia, can I ask you a question? You're working on which podcast? Oh, those guys are Trump supporters, right? Right?
Here's the thing.
I'm just recreating a Saturday with V in Central Park. So, history hyenas. Is that with those Nazi kids, right?
It's those Nazis.
Right? And they say right, like rhetorical,
yeah.
Right? Yeah.
I mean, let's just be honest with it, and then we can move on. Let's just be honest quick and then move on. If you're woke, you're poor. Let's just be honest. Let's just be simple.
If you're
let's just tell the truth.
We can play
let's
pretend.
Stop playing pretend.
Yeah,
if you're woke and cream woke, it's because you don't have any real money.
Yeah, you're not.
I mean, can we just at least if the woke people would just admit that you're doing it because you don't have money.
Right, you're trying.
You got roommates and you fucking
and
you
no
want
talent.
all these handouts because you don't have any money. You can't make money on your own.
You can't.
So you're like,
do
let
it.
me just be woke now.
Yeah. It's like, am
I wrong at all?
No. Let's play pretend.
Yeah.
No. You're totally talented. That's why you have to constantly talk about how you have no opportunities and you're oppressed because you're showing the world what your talent is, and your talent is so great. It has nothing to do with the fact that you've made yourself a victim because you have no talent, and so you're trying to guilt everyone into paying attention to you.
Yeah.
Let's just pretend.
Let's just say that. And by the way, I say that with all the love coming from Allah.
Exactly.
Himself,
That's where we get our strength and our power and our humility. We are humble under Allah, just like
By
everyone.
the way, let me just be. We're going to get back to Custer in a second, but let me just deviate. Let me sexually deviate for a second.
Yes.
I've been watching Homeland.
Yes.
That is one of the best shows I've ever seen in my life. We're right now starting the 4th season, but Claire Danes, work it, girl. Damian Lewis, unbelievable show, Homeland. It's one of the most nail-biting shows I've ever been a part of in my life.
Wow. You also said that about Outlier, and you've also said that about the other show, the British show with the spies, which
Outlander, I liked.
Yeah, and then the British show Turn, which I fell asleep the second episode.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You've also told me Eckhart Tolle is the greatest self-help guru of all time. But that changed to Tank Sinatra.
I'd like to. Yeah, I was gonna say I'd like to make an addendum to that. It's Tank Sinatra. Oh, and also
48 Laws of Power.
48 Laws of Power. I forgot the author's name, but he will be on the new podcast. It'll be Tank Sinatra. Sunday, January 17th. Soul Joel's Heated Comedy Dome, Royersford, Pennsylvania. We've added a show, 6 p.m. start. Everyone has off the next day because it's Martin Luther King holiday, and it's just going to be a good time. We're going to have fun. So go get the tickets, ChristyComedy.com or Soul Joel's. That's Joel's with an S.com. Sunday night show, 6 p.m., January 17th. Yes. Okay, so here we go. Let's get to the battle. So here's what it is. So nobody knows right now, because don't forget, I mean, there's no drones. There's no cell phones. I mean, we're talking about 1875 here, right? Is it 1875 or 76? Sorry. 1876. We're talking about 1876 here. And they really can only do scouts, and they can have little spies here and there, but there's really not much they can do about knowing exactly how many men the Native American tribes have. So nobody knew that all these different tribes, who really are enemies for the most part, came together to form one huge fighting force to just what they thought repel the U.S. forever. And they had over 2,000 men, horses, weapons. They had repeating rifles, bows and arrows. They actually had superior weapons to the U.S. at that time, because the U.S., I didn't realize this. I thought the U.S. had the best weapons, but the Native Americans had very good weapons too. So where did they get those repeating rifles from?
They got them from, arms dealers who were in it for,
right.
And they got them from the French. Back in the day, the French were against the British. They would align themselves. Certain tribes were aligned with different countries. Some were aligned with Britain. Some were aligned with France. And even down south, some were aligned with Spain. So they hooked up the Indians
them up
with weaponry. So those kids had gats. They were strapped.
So,
and you know what? Like, just so you know, there were a bunch of different tribes, like you said, that otherwise would have been killing each other because they're part of the human race. I mean, there's this thing we like to celebrate the Native American as this peaceful being until the Europeans showed up. That's just not the case.
Not the case. And
that's why all these tribes had warriors.
Yeah.
Because they fought.
And guess what? The warriors didn't fight. They came out to play.
Yes.
So here's what happens. Custer enters the village of Lakota and Cheyenne, which is now the capital of Wyoming. Lakota and Cheyenne, near the river at the bottom of the valley. He initially wanted to wait and scout the village. So Custer's first idea was, let's wait and scout it out. Let's just see. Let's do what I've been taught to do.
Big mistake. Huge.
Julia Roberts, which by the way, the name Vivian, if my new child is a girl, Vivian is my number one pick and Jasmine's number 1,000 pick. She does not want to name that kid Vivian. I said, well, if we're not naming her Vivian, then we're going to name her Maria, like every other Puerto Rican kid that's born.
How about Camille? Camille's a good
No, we don't like
Rican
Camille. I like Vivian and I like Violet. I like Violet DeStefano.
Violet.
Because I want the names.
Vivian's kind of an old person's name.
But Tristan and Delilah are like ancient, kind of like names that you don't really hear that much, but are not sound made up. Yeah. So I'm trying to look for names in that category. But right now I can't find them yet. But listen.
How about you go...
Or Stella.
Go West Coast celebrity. Why don't you go West Coast celebrity and name her restaurant?
Just name... Yeah.
Yeah, or something like that.
I don't know. I may name her Venetia.
Yeah, Venetia's a nice name. It really is a nice name. Venetia's even better.
Yeah. Waukesha, Wisconsin is the best.
Why don't you name her a black name?
I'm genuine. If I have a son, I'm genuine. I'm dead ass about naming him Jose.
Yeah, I like Mark. I like Marquez. What's a good black name?
Marquis. DeBrickshaw.
Marcus is a good black name. Marcus. DeBrickshaw is a good one.
That's a good one.
LaDamian is number one.
Tyrone, by the way. Tyrone is actually an Irish name, but it is now typically with black men. But it is an Irish name. There's a county in Ireland called Tyrone.
Can we do a like a BuzzFeed list of the best black names? That would be fun.
Let's do it.
If we did a History Hyenas BuzzFeed type list where we ranked, I think LaDamian's the number one spot.
LaDamian's a very good one.
Can you beat LaDamian?
No, it's very, very, very good.
How about some kids who were on your teams in high school?
Well,
anyone good?
Malik, Jamal, Stefan. Timothy, but it was pronounced Timothy.
Dude, is there anything funnier than the Key and Peele sketch? Ron. Yeah. Did you mean Aaron?
Yeah.
Stop playing with me.
Shaq Hennessy. Principal O'Shaughnessy. That's the best. That's in my opinion, the best sketch of all time.
I think it's
better
the best
even than Chappelle, and obviously Chappelle is a legend. But Key and Peele specifically for sketch.
Oh yeah.
I don't know who's close to them.
Nobody's close to those two leggies.
Yeah. So what can you do? And it was all made possible by the great network Comedy Central.
The great network Comedy Central. Rest in peace.
It's what it is. What can you do? What can you do? I mean, I got paid for a special I never did, but what can you do? Buy the house on Long Island.
Which is your mother's dream. Congratulations on that as well. When you do that, I think her blood pressure went back down a little bit.
It went back down.
Yeah. You're kind of even Steven with the Lord.
It went back down a little bit, but then with the pregnancy news, it went right back up.
Yeah.
So what can you do? Okay, so here we go. Let's go into the battle. So he could have waited and scouted in the Battle of Little Bighorn, General Custer, but he said, you know what? once the people of the village discovered his army's presence, he said, I have to attack. I have no choice. I'm going to have to just run into battle. A lot of people were like, hindsight's 2020, like, why would you do that? But he had no idea. He thought he would maybe be, he had 600 men, which he divided into 3 different camps, one to watch the supplies, one to go from the north, one to go from the south. So he said, there's no way they're going to have more than us. And what he didn't realize is they had 2,000 men. So the one that went to the south was General Marcus Reno, a.k.a. Janet Reno. They went up through the south and they realized, shit, we're way outnumbered, way outgunned. They start to retreat. They tell the ones from the supply tank, hey, retreat, get into the hills. You guys are going to be safe. There was no way at that time in 1876 to get knowledge and the information to General Custer to say, hey, bro, you're going with 210 guys right now into 2,000 easy, crazy, savage Native Americans.
Yeah, he really messed up. He divided his forces. He was known for a guy who always led troops into battle. I don't buy that.
Right.
That's what the historians say, that before this, he was a guy who was always in the front. Was he really? Was Alexander the Great really in the front?
Well, look,
was he, though?
Because you've mentioned that before, and I agree with you on Alexander the Great and these people. But Custer, I do believe, just because it's closer in history, that I really think he did go into battle a lot in the front, because he had a quote where he said that he just wants to, his type of life he would want is he could battle every single day. But you don't believe him.
Yeah, because he married this broad who was like a real high-class broad, and her family didn't approve of him. You know a little something about that.
That's what it is.
But then finally, he won them over because his family, his wife, who cares what her name is? She's a woman.
Her name is Elizabeth Libby Bacon Custer. So she's got 2 last names that sound like foods.
Yeah, I mean... and you can't get more of an American name than Elizabeth. That's a Civil War name, Elizabeth. And so he would write, he was always with his battalion or whatever, and he would write to her. They had a big correspondence. She ended up writing a book about him.
Right.
People really cared about him until fucking people started to decide, you know what I mean? He wasn't the fucking hero he did because he killed natives.
He killed natives.
And
so
bad.
Custer always used to have perfume in his hair, by the way. So let's go back to the battle V. So what happens is now it's on. Custer said he went ahead without the scout. He said, I got
stupid move.
In hindsight, very stupid move. But we had no idea. He had no idea what he was about to walk into. And even what's about to happen, what we're about to tell you is about to happen, is all speculation too, because zero of Custer's men survived to tell the story. So it's all just trying to put the pieces together after they, went into the battlefield and saw the dead bodies and tried to talk to a few Native Americans that they thought may have seen it. But the truth is, this is all speculation we're about to tell you. But the story goes, at some point, Custer engaged the Native Americans coming from the north, which he was leading the charge with his 210 cavalrymen into 2,000 Native Americans who also had cavalry, who had bows and arrows and repeating rifles. He was overwhelmed almost immediately on a hill that's called a small hill with about 50 of his men. That's called Custer's Last Stand. He was surrounded by thousands of warriors and he had little hope to survive. So he had no choice, from what the stories say, to charge them, and because he knew he was going to die anyway, and they all got killed. That sounds like a very American thing that happened, because the truth of the situation is when they found Custer's body, one of the Native Americans had put a rod up his dick and skinned him and ripped all his clothes off, and he was laying there naked. So the truth is, he probably did what I would have done, is just ran for the fucking hills as quickly as I could and got away, and I got my dick chopped off because I was sending DMs to girls.
Yeah. So yeah, they were surrounded. They were surrounded on this hill. It was their last stand. There was 200 of them. They got massacred. They were just shooting bow and arrows up. And then they mutilated all the bodies because the Native Americans had beliefs that if you mutilated the body, they would be relegated in the afterworld to walk the earth forever.
Right.
And they also, in General Custer's ears, they fucking put knives in his ears.
So he would listen.
So he should have been listening more.
He should have been listening because he wasn't listening, because
Yes.
that's what the Native Americans felt at that time. And this is very well known, is they were like, why are you guys doing this? You're killing our buffalo. You're shooting them off the sides of trains. We love these animals. You're taking our land. What did we do? And the truth is, it's manifest destiny. They just
Jesus wanted it.
Jesus wanted it. That's the truth.
At the end of the day, Jesus wanted it. And Jesus is the top guy in heaven.
It's number one.
And your Buffalo God's just number 2 or 3.
Number 2 or 3.
And then I put Allah 4 and then maybe Buddha 5.
So
if I was going to do a BuzzFeed list of the gods,
right?
I mean, Thor's 7 or 8. And then you got to put Zoroaster down there. And then, of course, you got to put the saints underneath that. St. Anthony's 12, 13.
Yeah.
And Virgin Mary maybe number 1, though.
St. Christopher, patron saint of traffic.
Yeah.
So Here's the battle. The battle lasted 2 hours. The Indians, Native Americans, cut off 210 soldiers who had followed Custer toward the northern reaches of their village and killed them all. Not one cavalry trooper lived to tell the story of Custer's last stand. 2 days later, the scouting party from General Terry's column to General fucking Sean Terry's column.
I fucking showed up, and let me tell you, I saw fucking damage. I'm telling you, there was fucking bodies everywhere, and I was quoted as saying, fuck, they look white. Yeah. They look fucking white. And let me tell you something. At that fucking day, I called the fucking president. I said, get me some fucking guys. I need fucking guys. Bring them out here. We got a fucking job to do, and that job is we're going to fucking slaughter some Indians.
Yeah. So that's what was happening. That's historical fact from General Sean Terry. They found Custer's nude, unscalped body. I said he was scalped, so he was unscalped. Oh, no, but it's unscalped, meaning they took the top of his head off. So they cut his fucking hair? They scalped the top of his head with his golden hair?
Are you fucking kidding?
Unscalped body lying amid a ring of dead cavalry horses.
You didn't have to do that. You already mutilated his penis. Fucking his hair. That's what fucking set the government off.
Yeah.
Because they're like, they cut his fucking hair? Are you kidding me? That's like fucking what the bird did to Fabio's nose.
That's what the president said at the time. I forget who the president was. I'm going to take a guess. 1875, was it President Grover Cleveland? I'm going to take a guess. It was Grover Cleveland. It's probably wrong, even though Grover Cleveland is the high school my mother went to. So 1875 U.S. president. Who is it? Ulysses. Oh, it's Grant. It was Ulysses S. Grant. I'm a stupid fucking asshole.
Was Grover Cleveland where your dad met your mom outside?
No.
Yeah.
No, they met. Because he's from the Bronx. My father went to Seward Park High School, the same high school the great Sergio Chacon went to.
Did he?
How wild is that?
Did your dad go over to your mom like, ooh, wow, ooh? Because it was that era, right?
Yeah.
I would, if I was born in that era, I would just go up to girls and go, ooh, wow, ooh, wow, ooh, wow, ooh, wow, wow. You would have found a doo-wop band, me and you?
Yes, I do.
Binky seems like the guy that he secretly has like a real nice falsetto.
Yeah.
Can you sing?
He can sing.
Do you have any hidden talents?
This.
Yeah.
This is the talent.
Nancy, how about you? Can you blow?
Sometimes.
Let's hear it.
Oh, no, not
Come
right
on.
Just do it.
Just pretend like Mike Rose here, and we want you on camera.
Love that episode. Okay, so Custer, when they got to Custer,
Yeah.
they found out that he had 2 bullet wounds, one in the left breast near his heart,
Yeah.
and one in the front of his left temple, either of which could have killed him. So we don't know, but the Sioux and the Cheyenne captured 80 to 90 live horses from Custer's annihilated battalion. They left one officer's badly wounded horse named Comanche, which managed to survive. And for many years afterward, Comanche appeared in the 17th Cavalry parades, saddled but riderless. So interesting. So they did. So one horse did survive to tell the story.
Yeah, they left him to be able to tell the story, and that horse wrote a book.
Yeah.
And it became a movie called War Horse with Tom Cruise.
It's what it is. It became the hit
Which
show
made
Mr.
me
Ed.
cry, that movie. I remember watching that movie, and then I went and hugged my dog.
Yeah. By the way, real quick, just in the middle of the podcast, I want to let everyone know.
Sensitive agate. I'm a Zagat rated restaurant.
Go to patreon.com/Bay Ridge Boys right now, because guess what? We're doing now longer WEPAs. We're going to do an hour-long WEPA every week. You can watch. Nobody else does their Patreon content live. We're doing our Patreon content live at 11 a.m. Eastern time every Wednesday. And if you can't watch it live, that's fine. It's going to be up there for the week. But if you do watch it live, guess what? We're going to play FF Roulette with you guys. And one person watching live is going to get on the show for up to a minute and can say and do whatever they want. Yes.
Yes. What we're doing is we're going to change the Patreon a little bit. We want you guys to go there because, we're okay. It's not about the money at all. We're not looking to increase the money. No. We want to have fun. We do this for the fun.
Yeah.
So what we're going to do is we're doing the weapon's going to be a little longer.
Yeah.
It's going to be a little longer.
Can I have a gold chocolate coin?
Yeah, I mean, these aren't racist at all. These are chocolate coins here with the menorah on them.
There you go.
So we can.
So if you just want to give us some of your chocolate monies,
just give us some of the money.
Patreon.com/Bay Ridge Boys, January 16th, Soul Joel's Comedy Club, Royersford, Pennsylvania.
So we're
Check it out.
Patreon.com/Bay Ridge Boys. What we're doing, we may also start another show called On Notice, because you didn't know this.
On Notice because you didn't know this. That'll be all part of the Patreon. Everything.
Yes.
You got to understand, 2021 is the year of the Patreon. So patreon.com/Bay Ridge Boys is where you're going to get your money's worth here. This is for fun, and we do this, and we love having you guys here. And please tell your friends and share this so we can gain more fans and just have fun, because we aren't trying to teach you guys history. We're learning along with you, so it's a very cohesive, symbiotic relationship. But patreon.com/Bay Ridge Boys is where we really get illegal.
Yes. And if you want to support us, you guys are our producers. Like, we don't get paid by Hollywood, and that's why we're allowed to be funny. You can't be funny in Hollywood anymore. The most you can be is fun.
Yeah,
you can be fun. You can't be funny because in order to be funny, you got to say the wrong thing a lot of the time.
And also, that we're talking about the Civil War, do you want to talk about that widow? That was a cool story.
Oh, yes. Oh, and here's a little thing that here's what it is. On patreon.com/BayRidgeBoys, we talked about this. It literally last week, the last remaining, believed to be the last remaining widow of a Civil War veteran just died last week. She was 101 years old, and her name is Helen Viola Jackson, and she literally married a Civil War veteran when he was 93 and she was 17. So it's whoopsie daisy. It's not
She was a gold digging whore.
It's what it is. But those stories and stories like that, patreon.com/BayRidgeBoys. Go there, have some fun. Let's finish up this Custer episode because it gets really good still. So, no, it's okay. Get back to it. It's what it is. So everybody was killed in the Battle of Little Bighorn. And so you say, what a nightmare, how horrible it is. It's horrible what happened to the U.S. Army, that everyone was killed. So that's it. But then happy that the Native Americans were able to get a great big victory and repel the U.S. troops. But whoopsie daisy, what do you know? Sometimes you push a little bit too far and you went overcorrect.
Everything has consequences.
Everything has consequences. Nothing is free. The papers in the United States started to write about General Custer dying, their folklore, their superhero. They killed everyone. They mutilated his pee-pee. They cut off his beautiful golden blonde hair. So then the president said, Ulysses S. Grant took a shot of whiskey and said, send in the boys. And then the U.S. Army arrived with a lot of men.
A lot of guys.
A lot of guys with a lot of guns and a lot of weapons. And unfortunately for the U.S., for the Native Americans, they got the shit beat out of them. And now they are all drug addicts and alcoholics on a ranch in Wyoming. And that's just the way the American cookie crumbles.
Yeah, that's history.
Sorry. Clip it. I mean, it's pretty much...
It's what happened.
I'm actually not wrong with what I'm saying. I'm obviously leaving a lot of parts out, but that's pretty much... This, in effect, ended any time after the General Custer last stand. This is when the Indians never won another battle. Again, they were getting crushed and crucified and forced into these reservations where they still are to this day. I'm not saying if they didn't kill... Because what are you going to do? In battle, it's like, what am I going to do? You want to crush your enemy in battle. You don't want to give them any hope of ever getting... Because if you just wound your enemy, they're going to get pissed off and then come back and kill you. And I guess they thought they crushed them, but really they just wounded them.
All throughout history before the Industrial Revolution, man and woman fought with each other over resources. It's what it is. Yeah. The people with the more evolved militaries usually won. This is how it worked back then.
Yes.
There was no wokeness. Wokeness is greatly dependent on slave labor in China.
Yeah.
So they make all your stuff so you guys can just go on your phone and complain about things that aren't happening. But make no mistake, that phone only cost you a couple $100 that your dad paid for because you don't have any skills or a job because of slave labor in countries that don't have labor laws.
Because here's
you think you're woke, but you're part of the problem.
You're not woke, you're broke.
Yeah.
Let me just give you a little truthy woothy. There's probably some, I'm sure a white girl right now out there, Teresa, whatever, she's doing what she can for the Native American cause. She's out there, she's fighting.
Let's be crystal clear. I do like blaming white girls, but that's become sort of the safe way.
Okay.
There's some fucking annoying POCs as well.
Yeah, there's some annoying POCs.
I said it. Yeah.
Let's just say
all of you are fucking annoying.
Anybody who's woke right now and just yelling about, like right now, General Custer or with the way the Native American people are treated. If I put you, let me just be crystal clear. If I put you in a time machine right now, let's say we're fucking Back to the Future or Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure, whatever time machine you want to go on, I'll put you either in the phone booth, we're going the Flying DeLorean. But I can put you back in time and you yelling about your tweets, I want you to go up to a Native American and show them your tweets about how good you're doing and how you want to take down all the statues because the people offended you and see how quick they don't cut out your beating heart in front of you and fucking eat it with a little sriracha, which you love. So that is the truth of the situation is if you went back in time, the Native Americans you're fighting for would want to fucking kill you and cut your organs out and feed them to their dogs. Yeah. So just like anybody else, people in general in large groups is bad news and they will kill you if you do not conform to what they believe in. So unless you want to fucking drop your Prada jackets and your fucking Tom shoes and all your new Adidas sweatsuits and live inside the hide of a buffalo, you better shut the fuck up about what you think the Native Americans want you to say, you dumb white bitch.
Yeah, I mean, the tribes were all different. Some were a little more peaceful, but most of them were not. And even the peaceful ones had warriors. The tribes fought with each other, just like European tribes fought with each other, just like African tribes fought with each other, just like Asian tribes fought for each other. And one tribe would get power and the other one wouldn't get power.
Yeah.
The thing is, Indians were slow moving.
They were slow moving.
That's why not one tribe really took over the whole country or South, because there was Indians also in Central America and South. But the problem is they didn't have horses yet.
They didn't have horses.
So those kids just ran.
The Spanish,
they just walked.
Hilaria Baldwin's relatives brought them the horses.
She did.
The
yes.
Spaniards.
The Spanish brought them the horses. Before that, the kids just fucking walked.
It's what it is. So
the kids went for a stroll into battle.
Yeah, because even when you watch movies like Pocahontas and they make white people bad, Native Americans good, that's somewhat true. But there's also a lot of bad things that both groups did. Yes, the Manifest Destiny was very bad that the U.S. is doing, but also is sticking rods up soldiers' dicks that you just killed. So both are not great. But if you watch the Walt Disney movie Tonka, it's all good.
It's all good. Yeah, and if you think for 1 second that like a couple of Spanish guys could take over a whole continent with millions and millions of Indians without the help of a dirty disease called smallpox.
Yes.
You got another thing coming, and the smallpox blanket thing is an absolute myth.
Yeah.
There's only one document of it, and it's a reference to it, and it's not credible from one captain, but that's all anyone says. We gave them smallpox blankets because at some point the Russians took over our education system by paying some of these tenured professors who were in the liberal arts department off and gave them free trips to Russia and a little extra money in a fucking account in the Cayman Islands and said, just fucking teach some discord because the smallpox blanket isn't even true. It's not true, you commie fucking bastards. It's not fucking true. Diseases did their things. Go read Gun, Germs, and Steel. Erase that part. Erase that part, Pinky.
Yeah, it's what it is.
It's a joke, but you got to erase that part.
So this is what it is. And look, the Native Americans always in the battle. I mean, listen, and it's just the hypocrisy of history. That's hypocrisy of history is just what it is. I mean, they'll rip down Abraham Lincoln's statue, but you can have a Mongolian chicken place called Genghis Khan's Mongolian Chicken when he killed and raped and pillaged more people than anyone could, but because he's fucking Asian, it's a pass. Yes. So it's just what it is. As always, this episode brought to you by Tim Dillon's Belly Hair.
Yes.
In support of the Gary Sinise Foundation. Just go Google Lieutenant Dan from Forrest Gump and donate to that donation, www.GarySiniseFoundation.org. Tim Dillon's Belly Hair, who keeps winning the auction tier. So if you want to knock Tim Dillon out, you got to come with some real paper because Tim Dillon's winning again. And I believe he won the auction for the month of January too because we don't know how to refund his money. So you're just going to have to do it for one more month. Sorry.
Yeah, and go to patreon.com. /Bay Ridge Boys for bonus content. Continue to post in your stories. Tell your friends about the History Hyenas. We hope you enjoyed this episode. Binky or Venetia has something to say, some business.
Just the Xbox giveaway.
Oh.
Xbox Series X. We are giving it away January 20th. All you have to do is subscribe to both our History Hyenas YouTube channels and share a favorite episode or clip with a friend. Use the hashtag HHGiveaway and post it, and we will see. And we're going to pick a winner. January 20th, we will announce the winner on the day of the inauguration, which will be overturned by the good guys.
Yes, all you got to do, remember that hashtag, HHGiveaway. We are searching that hashtag, and we will pick a winner.
We will pick a winner. Patreon.com/Bay Ridge Boys. All the great content there. We're beefing it up. So thank you guys so much. And in closing, General Custer and the Battle of Little Bighorn, he lost the battle, but then eventually the Americans won the war. And I think, there's no more racism is solved now. So yay.
Yeah. And it was bad. If you want to morally judge it from now, let's just be honest.
It was bad.
They wanted gold. They went back on a treaty. The Indians had every right to fight back. They joined forces because they had a common enemy. But the truth was at this time, technology was on the side and numbers were on the side of the U.S. government, and unfortunately, that's who wins the day. Not the morally right person, but the more powerful person.
And it's ironic that when you learn. When I was a kid, people used to say if you give something to someone and then take it back, you're an Indian giver, and that was a very common term when I was a kid. But in reality, it's what the U.S. American government did. They went back on their treaty and they Indian give the Indians.
And also, just another uncomfortable fact, since we told you the other way, actually the people who started scalping people were the Hessians.
Okay.
And then the Indians started doing it in retaliation
to the Hessians.
So we got that. We got a lot of propaganda. So there are a few things where, you know what? Hey, You need to know what the truth is, and we were made to look like the good guys when we were really the bad guys. You know what? Also, 9/11 was an inside job.
It was. And by the way, real quick, Buffalo Bill, like the story of like Buffalo Bill.
fuck me.
Yeah, all that guy actually fought with General Custer. So
Yeah.
the real Buffalo Bill actually was a soldier for General Custer and actually brought the original show, the Wild Wild West show, which was like a big stage show in the late 1800s, was a reenactment of the Battle of Little Bighorn with some of the actual Native Americans who fought in the war. So what you've heard of Buffalo Bill is a direct connection to General Custer. So take that in for some party info.
Yeah, I mean, it was that's amazing that they did like a live reenactment of the battle with some of the Native Americans who were there, and then Buffalo Bill at the end would tuck back and do a little dance to Wild Horses.
Yeah.
Which is a good song that got really ruined by that movie because you can't hear that song without thinking about precious.
Yes.
Art fuck me.
All right. As always, we're going to read the names of the Patreon, the newest members of the matriarchy, patreon.com/Bay Ridge Boys. We love it when you guys give us a good, fun, fierce name. And hold on. Here they are.
Did you guys know that Native Americans were Chinese kids that walked over the frozen Bering Strait?
Yes.
Chinese kids love to stroll.
Where are we starting, honey? Okay, here we go. Patreon.com/Bay Ridge Boys. New members of the matriarchy. Thank you. The winner, we will give the PPW, the pseudo penis of the week. We encourage funny names, but if you don't want to make a funny name, then you could just put your regular name and we'll say you're straight to the back.
You're just here for the content.
Here we go. First off, little Tommy, nothing says I love you like a brick through the window, no shoes.
Drexler. I mean, I thought it started off like it on the list, but then it the beginning was funnier than the end.
Then we got the next one up. This is my cry for help.
Drexler.
Then we got Nicky. Father Ron got handsy, so I slashed his face open. Oh, sorry. Father Ron got handsy, so I slashed his face open. It's just what it is, DeGinzo.
It's a dark one. We're starting off with 3 Drexlers. That's never happened.
Here's an interesting one. Fumariah Carey.
On the list. If you're going to come with a Fumar pun, it's got to be that good. That is one of the best puns ever.
Yeah. Then we got John Toomey. Then we got Derek Franks and Rice and Beans.
On the list. Nobody's done that one. That was there for the taking. Chicken finger, that was there for the taking.
Then we got Mary had a muzzy cuzzy. He doesn't have a bomb under there, does he? On the list. Then we got Resim. Then we got Lance Armstrong's cancerous testicle.
It's on the list.
Okay. Then we got Chase Sanders. Then we got Alex Murphy's blown off right hand is my masturbation lube. Dead or alive, I'm coming for you in a different way. Okay?
That was, I mean, if long ones are usually not good. That one was almost a Drexler. I'll give it a shout out.
Okay. Then we got Matt McClandy. McCanlies. Then we got Marcus Carlson, Tiffany Hurt. Then we got Rashid, make no mistake, I'm a half and half, not a muzzy, so Chris, you can come sit on my lap, Mitchell.
Okay, he's a black kid.
Then we got Brandon, Freddie Chavez, David Bermudez. Then we got Nikki, spit on my face, spray me with sauce. Hold on, spit on my face, spray me with mace, because that show is Get Down. It's what it is, Zamudio. I know that you're trying to do long names, but when you put them all together like that, it's so hard to get a clean readout. So
yeah.
That's how I get down. Okay.
Yeah.
Then we got Evan, true descendant of Potato Monkeys, Irish.
Okay.
Then we got Sphinx Cat.
Well, Sphinx Cat's a callback.
Nice.
Yeah.
Matthew Bauer, Alex Lahate, James Alguber.
It's a goodie. It's a Drex. It's a Drex.
Then we got Junkie Glass, Grilled Dick Cheese.
Grilled Dick Cheese, a nice chicken finger for a Drexler.
Then we got Ramsey Allen, Obi-Wan Kuknobi, and Luke Bywalker.
I mean, these are callbacks.
Yeah.
I think Obi-Wan Kuknobi, but we never had Luke Bywalker.
Luke Bywalker's good.
So he's calling you Luke Bywalker?
Yeah.
I got to put that on the list.
It's on the list.
Yeah, because, I mean, I got to put that on the list.
Then we got Cody. Then we got Chrissy's rotten foot fed. A Father Bill gave me a 3-letter.
Okay, it's funny, but
yeah,
it's a shout out.
Then we got Joe, David Damback. Then we got Yanni P gets dizzy, easy peasy every time he sees a Japanesey. It's just funny to say Japanesey.
It's a Drexler. It's a Drexler for the funny.
Then we got Ryan Kennedy, Kareem Frey, Athena, goddess of war, wisdom, and fumes.
Drexler.
Mike West. Then we got Ryan Ashkenazi Iskowitz, big fumes.
Drexler, yeah.
Then we got Clean D22, Rudy Downey, Tyler, Rich Piazza, Thomas McGreal. AJ can't get hard unless you suck my dick, babe. Yeah, it's what it is, Saucita.
We've had that in the past, but Thanks for reminding. This is a real throwback list.
one.
Yeah.
Then we got Tyler King Toot.
It's funny how the lists kind of get a personality of their own. It's like wild how that happens.
Tyler King Toot, Anconymum Cloyd. Okay. Jesus Calderon, Cincinnati Frankie. Then we got
I like Cincinnati Frankie.
like Cincinnati Frankie?
I'm going to give him a Drexler.
There you
Cincinnati
go.
Frankie, yeah.
Then we got I cite this podcast from my papers. It's what it is.
That's funny. It's a Drexler.
Then we got Chet Chudaldensky, Jeremy Franklin, Miguel Aguero, Jacob Zobrist, Mitchie Colombo,
I like Mitchie Colombo too, Drexler.
Mike Quinn, Ryan McPhillips, Felicia LeBron, Thotty by Nature.
That's on the list.
Then we got Genghis Khat, Hud Shields, Super for Mario Brothers, which we've had, but it's
had,
funny.
yeah.
El Dingo. Then we got Kyle, Minnesota.
I like El Dingo as
You
well.
like El Dingo?
Yeah, I'm going to put El. I mean, I want to throw those three into a Drexler band.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Then we got Kyle, Minnesota Syrup Monkey with an undersized piece because I'm a squeak and I'm white. Dusterhoft.
Funny.
So a Syrup Monkey. Okay. Then we got Corbin Porter, Chrissy Clapp.
If he just kept it at Syrup Monkey.
Might be good.
Yeah, because that's a Canadian. That's real funny.
funny.
In fact, thank you for giving. I'm going to put him as a Drexler just because now he gave us something
Syrup
to call
Monkey.
Canadians.
Yeah. Slang Wanger. Then we got Non-Toot with cute glutes. Mike's Loaf made me puke.
Drexler. Wow, it's a Drexler heavy list.
Zachary Zolna. Then we got coming in full of love like Father Bill after an estrogen pill, ready to give Chrissy trauma and my small but fair stimulus bill.
A Drexler.
My girl caught me DMing Chrissy D, my zucchini slice, so make no mistake, I've got a situation. It's what it is, cuz. He called his piece a zucchini slice.
Zucchini slice. Funny.
Then we got Kyle Newman, JT Mandrapias, Kill Father Bill featuring a $3 bill, bending me over while we Netflix and chill. Volume 1, make me come.
It's really good.
Yeah.
While we Netflix and chill, I think should have been the end.
Yeah.
But I'm giving you a Drexler because it was good.
Good. Chrissy D's Bruised Uvula, CR, Ryan Thomas, Father Bill found me on touchalivekid.org. Who's the sponsor?
on the list. On the list, and probably the winner.
That's
probably the winner.
What it is. Yeah.
Yeah, that's probably the winner.
Then we got Louis Zapian, Dennis Lundquist, Render Hocker. Then we got Ethan, make no mistake, the fumes are bad, but the glue gun makes up for it, Bolt.
It's funny. It's a Drexler.
Then we got PP, Drippy, Herpy, Lippy, Vernon Howell, Koresh,
Okay.
YCA. Then we got Ryan here for the thrill like Father Bill Watkins. Then we got Vito Mojito, Dequito Guido, hammered on Coquito, and Fat.
That's on the list.
Yeah, it's on the list.
That's on the list. Yeah, that's on the list.
Brian Pace, Chris Nielsen.
If you can find a way to make Cojito work, because Cojito is just a funny word.
Yeah. Then we got Cam Howard, Dylan Senf. Then we got From Toot to Cute. Then we got Ringy Ding Dong, Michael Scott, Fumar DeRozan. Then we got It's a Me Fumadio.
It's a me, Fumadio. Yeah.
It's just Fumadio and Fumar DeRozan. We've just had a lot.
There's just a lot of puns.
they're
If you're
so
going to
good.
do it, you got to do Fumara Carey.
Yeah, you got to do Fumariah Carey.
Fumariah Carey, yeah.
Then we got Zacharias, paid for my sub with stolen Greek gold, Smithicus.
Okay.
Then we got Napoleon boned Bart while holding a fart and eating a tart.
Ooh, borderline almost.
Noah Plumridge, Ebenezer Splooge on Chrissy's deformed tit.
I mean, cuz you're a couple weeks late. I mean, but I'm going to still fucking throw you on the list.
Yeah.
But if that came on Christmas,
Yeah.
Ebenezer Splooge.
Yeah, it's funny.
And also, if you just went Ebenezer Splooge.
Might have been better, yeah. Then we got Alex Chunot. Then we got Brendan Schaub's podcast joke writer.
Funny, I'm giving it a Drexler.
Funny. Then we got Maria Cecilia. Then we got Matt Romo, Thepod Ensenenes. Then we got Chrissy Bitchips, a.k.a. Yanni Galapagos Islands, a.k.a. the love Bill Cosby had for those women. Moving on. Funny. Then we got Joshua Flynn. Then we got Harold and Fumar take a different way to Bay Ridge while drinking brews in the hood, cuz.
Yeah. We've had it.
Then we got Thomas Icavelli, Elaine Tellez. Then we got Junior Officer Blowy ready to cuck and serve anyone I see in the Ridge, not making America cute again. Yeah. Then we got Stefan Edwards. Then we got Father Bill's used $3 fleshlight. Then we got Bernie.
Drexler.
Cuzzy D'Amato. And then last but not least, make no mistake, saying Trump 2020 will get you cracked out by Father $3 bill in gay AOC's gulag on notice. Okay.
So that was a heavy Drexler.
Drexler.
A heavy Drexler.
But
list.
let's read who the contenders
Yeah,
are.
who are the contenders?
Okay, so
How does he know? You send it to him?
you highlight them in green.
We can't have you read them anymore because of the dyslexia.
Exactly.
Yeah. Sorry,
Okay, so here we
to your friends. I'm
go.
sorry.
Here
I
we go.
made fun of people. I'm not an ableist.
Here's the list because I got to run. I got to pick up
Yeah.
the baby. Here's go. We got Fu-Mariah Carey, Derek Frankson, Rice and Beans.
Okay, that is a contender because that was there for the taking.
Got it. Mary had a muzzy cuzzy. He doesn't have a bomb under there, does he?
Okay, shout out, but you're going to lose this one, yeah.
Lance Armstrong's cancerous testicle.
That's up there.
Obi-Wan Kenobi and Luke Skywalker.
Luke Skywalker's good.
You liked it?
But I'm going to shout out and just say you're losing this one.
Thoughty by nature.
Good one. Instead of naughty by nature, you're going to lose this one.
Vito Mojito, Taquito, Guido, Hammered on Coquito, and Fat. And then
you're going to lose this one.
And then last but not least, probably the winner, Father Bill found me on touchalifekid.org.
That's the winner.
That's the winner.
Clear winner.
So if you're going to come with a Father Bill, it has to be something like that, which is a play on touchalifekids.org, which is what Tim Dillon's belly hair did for last auction tier.
Yeah.
That's the site.
I'm going to say this. Father Bill and Fumar, I don't want to discourage you from giving it a go, but you're not going to win unless it's a banger like that.
It has to be very, very good.
Yeah, because we've had those a lot. But I love the originality of Armstrong's cancerous testicle and things of that nature.
So there you go. Thank you guys so much. Catch me January 16th, Soul Joel's Comedy Club in Royersford, Pennsylvania, the Heated Dome, outdoor heated seats. We've added a second show. Let's go. It's going to be me and James Mattern, HistoryHyenas.com. And Yanni is fucking going to get big quick.
No, just take a peek. Rogan at some point will air that episode. Well, you'll be. I don't. Hopefully, it went well. I don't know when this is airing.
Definitely went well. So that what else? What else is there left to say?
Nothing. Just shout out Joe Rogan.
Thank
you for having us on. And I'll be. And I'm going to LA to hang out with Timmy in his fucking huge house.
I mean, that's going to be sick, and we'll get a lot of content there. And baby. So just stay gay, stay strong, and remember, Patreon.com/BeRichVoice is a beefed up Patreon. So listen, it's worth the money.
Check it out.